Welcome to another episode of Do You Even Resonate? All right, so this is a show where I do actual message testing on real websites using their actual target customers. So in this case, we have RevenueHero targeting B2B demand generation leaders. We put it in front of those people and found out a bunch of stuff. So let's see what we found out. So let's start with the above the fold area of messaging. So you can see there's a bold claim, 3x your pipeline this quarter without doubling your budget. All right, it's a big claim and it works. It works because people are drawn to it. They're curious about it. It piques their interest, all that stuff. And then immediately the bullshit detector is also comes on, and then it rings, and then people are like, show it to me, prove it. Bullshit, all these things. So it's yes, I want it. They want to believe, like X-Files. And then they say bullshit. And then they're like, okay, I want to believe, so show me how this is true. And of course, you go through the whole website and it never talks about it again. So it backfires in the sense. Even here, 53% qualified demos booked. It doesn't say if it's the average stat or where it comes from, which is skeptical, but that's not 3x. 200% increase in opportunities. Where's the 3x? So if you make a bold big claim, which can be a very good idea, you need to follow up on it relentlessly. Bring all the proof. Show all the companies that got a 3x increase in this quarter. This quarter. Crazy, right? And then you say without doubling your budget. And so some participants some demand gen leaders were like, this is gonna double my budget? So how expensive is this tool? So yeah, like I don't know why you wanna say that, and or are you referring to that some tools, competitive tools, are doubling budget? This doubling budget, it injects another idea there that is maybe not necessary. Another thing here is that this paragraph, which is a pretty wordy, lists 3 things, and the 3 bullet points is basically the same thing. So you don't need both. You need one, or like just trim and make sure you don't repeat. Write rip anywhere, and then write rip, and so on. So it's a waste of space. Too many words, cut. And now on this area here is the dude. So the dude is like human eye reacts to movement, right? And human eye reacts to faces. We have a separate brain area focused only on faces. And if we do an eye tracking heat map here, we can see how much this is like gets the most attention on this page, right? The most attention. Yet it is the most useless part of this above the fold. This dude should not exist here because it's taking away valuable attention from everything else. The moving logos, a really bad idea. We've talked about this on the show a lot of times. Should not do anything moving. Now we're getting here to this content part. So overall, people are, the clarity on these sections here, qualify leads and skip the back and forth. They're like, yeah, I get it. Okay, that, it makes sense. But also it is like, but I already have lead routing. I mean, Salesforce has it built in. I'm already using Calendly. I have Chili Piper. All these things. So it's not a new idea like it was 5 years ago. They already do something for it. And what remains unclear, how is this better than what I'm using now? And this remains unanswered. Other things is like this qualify leads instantly in milliseconds, all these words. People are like, yeah, I don't believe it. And they want to believe it, but what they really want to know is how does it work? People are skeptical. How does the instant qualification work? They're not really buying it. They want to know more information. They are willing to be persuaded. You need to tell them how the magic works. What the section that is not really working, I think, is this one here with the 3 buckets. First of all, there's weird typography issues here. Now, I'm no UX designer, but medium-sized headline, small headline, big headline. Like the hierarchy kind of does not make sense to me. Like, why then, if this is less important as communicated by the size of the headline, why lead with it? I don't know. And you've been tasked with the impossible. The word impossible triggers some of the participants here in the comments. If you go and highlight number 2, and what are people saying? We've been. I don't think majority of marketers have been tasked with the impossible. We've been tasked with aggressive goals, but they aren't impossible. I think there's a great distinction here. And also, what we know is that if you use superlatives like impossible, the best, people don't believe it. So might want to tone that down. And this visual here, which I had to look at it for a good while to understand what the hell is going on with these buckets. And it's like, is it supposed to communicate like top of the funnel, mid funnel, and bottom of the funnel? Yeah, okay, I get it, but it's trying too hard. It's too complicated, and the animation and the visual, I think a static version of this would do much better. We get to these parts. Automatically match leads to the right sales rep to shorten sales leads. Now, what this section does, people are like, so this is what you mean by shorten sales cycles, the claim that you made up here. People are like, but why, you took too long to kind of make that connection. So that's how you shorten the sales cycle. I get it now. Also, doesn't seem to be that special to me. And the funnel, people are like, oh yeah, that's interesting, because they like visualizations, but they're like, so what insights do I get exactly? Like, and then what do I do about the insights? This remained unclear after they like the sexy visual, but they're actually like, well, what's the practical value of this? Overall, so if I have to sum up how this page can be better, besides dropping this dude, the 3x headline, either change it or bring massive proof. Like list all instead of this North Beam and Clean Cloud, what about the logos of all the companies that 3x'd it in this quarter? That'd be impressive. I think that would work much better. Second thing is, as I said, most of the respondents here are already using something. So if we go to the overall insights and the biggest doubts, I don't see anything unique, or there could be a lot of redundancy. I have Chili Pipe. Chili Piper is a pain to implement. Could be a great entryway for you. But ripping it out for a marginally better alternative is not how we want to spend that. How is it, much better, right? Or Calendly or manual process. So the differentiation part of it. And also there are people who read the whole thing and they're like, I still don't really get what it is. And then there was a like one person who said, I thought it's a sales development agency, and if you read You're Above the Fold with that in mind, that it's a sales development, it absolutely works. So I think you can also improve your what is it explanation there. And finally, my advice would be explain some of the magic, how the rep handoff works, how the best reps get it instead of like a normal distribution, and how does the instant qualification work. People want to know. And the integrations part, the main question was like, yeah, I've seen the one-click integration claims before. I don't believe it. The marketing ops people have been burned before. Not instantaneous, easy, and simple with 2 clicks is not just true in our world. But if it is, please do explain. Add more stuff. Don't just say 2 clicks. Give us all the juicy bits. All right, that's it for this time. Peace out.